All right, my fellow agents, welcome back. It is I, X7, your host of Zenorama, the podcast of heroes and monsters, and also the co-host of GD Explanations. Check us out every Monday or Tuesday for new content every week. Today it is Saturday, and that means it's Shaolin Saturday. This actually happens a bit before the Shaolin Temple was established. It is the Mongolians have taken over China. But we are going to be talking about Marco Polo, aka the Four Assassins, which was its U.S. title, which is the title I've seen it under the most. Well, the one I associated with it. Marco Polo is just kind of a boring title, really. I mean, you know. So, before we get too much further into it, please like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment. Let me know about what you think about this. I'll probably get something wrong, which I want for this, and Blake may show up and tell me the correct thing because he's great about that. And if you could watch just a little longer than normal, that'd be great. Really helps the algorithm. So, having said all that, let's roll. I'd forgotten I'd left this in there. That is the Shaw Brothers title screen, which is very much patterned after the Warner Brothers, and even down to the fanfare. But when you know it, you're generally in for a good time. So this was Marco Polo was the original name. It was released, 1975. I thought it was 1974. I've been saying it wrong though. No wonder I couldn't find it. In Hong Kong, and then the rest of the world, anywhere from 77 to the United States in 1981, probably directly to television, though it does have obviously a theatrical poster, so I guess some really cool places got it. Not here in Fossil Bed, I'll tell you what. But it allegedly tells the story of Marco Polo visiting the court of Genghis Khan after they invaded China, starring Fu Sheng, Shi Zhu, who we've seen in 1974 as the Legend of the Seven Golden Vampires, and she gets to be a lot more dramatic and act here, but doesn't get to do kung fu. She's the only woman in the entire movie. And then Richard Harrison as Marco Polo himself. And then I did get the Eureka DVD or Blu-ray set called I don't remember, Inaccurate History or something to that effect, which is great. It's Blu-ray, and these photos are obviously wonderful, or frame grabs are. Fighting instructors there, but it did not include the English dub, which I'm kind of sad about because I really enjoy those dubs. Richard Harrison, of course, himself was one of the first people who did Perseus in. Well, he was also in Messalina versus the Sons of Hercules, but he was also, he was in lots of movies. I mean, he just kept working. And I want to say, let's scroll. He was in a lot of these Ninja Operation, Ninja Avengers, Ninja Commandments, Ninja Kill. Legend has it that he wanted to fight in this movie alongside the titular four assassins, who are not assassins. Well, they sort of are. They're trying to kill Genghis Khan because he was invading their country. He was probably not nearly as tall as he was in Genghis Khan. I would assume Marco Polo was probably taller than Genghis Khan, but I want to say he was in. Come on! Wasn't he in the Sons of Hercules versus the Medusa? Let's look here. Versus Medusa. Jeez. Oh man, there we go. Now, let's click on that. While that's pulling up there, Changsha, of course, is the director. This movie runs approximately 148 minutes. And let's see, Richard Harrison, yes, was one of the first Perseus on the silver screen, at least from Italy, in a very interesting movie, which we have talked about and I enjoy quite a bit. There's Khan himself. Oops, I don't know what I was looking at there. No, anyway, and let's see if we can find out who Genghis Khan was. Oddly enough, Marco Polo. Yeah, there you go. Go away. So there he is, and he didn't get to fight at all. So it's more. He called it Marco Polo stands around watching people fight, which is not wrong. And he knew how to do action, so it would have been all right if he could have helped him out a little bit. So we get the first martial arts display about 7 minutes into the movie, and there you have Lung Yan, Beardy him. No, wait, that's not Beardy. That is Johnny Wang. That would be that would be Ma Fu Yi himself before Ma Fu Yi existed, and I'm drawing a blanket. Yeah, Wang Lung Wei, Johnny Wang Lung Wei breaks the guy's back, and look at it's Gordon Lau, the master killer, being a killer, except that he's not. He fights another swordsman here and ends up just not killing him, not slicing his arm, not making him the no armed boxer. And then this guy fights Beardy, Lung Yan, and he gets the deadly iron palm, or the King Kong palm, take your pick, whatever you want to call it. So, all right. Then they battle each other and show how tough they are. And yeah, there he is using his chi, his Duladon, and they fight. Yeah, Kaidalu and other guys' names that. Again, I don't remember. I watched this is the first time I've ever seen it subtitled. And off Marco goes to do a report. A month, and when he gets back, Beardy shows up. They're assassins, and we get this guy who's out there out to kill Khan. Khan! Oh, I just thought, and Khan Noonien Singh was a distant relation of Kublai Khan here. I don't know. Yeah, I think this is Kublai Khan. Does it just say Khan? Khan's official doesn't even tell me. Thanks, IMDb. You're very, very helpful. This is where Blake will tell me who played Khan. He doesn't fight at all, so he gets to stand around watching martial arts as well. But they fight. Then they realize he's got the golden bell armor or iron skin technique, which is a thing. I don't know what's happening there. Why that turned green like that? I don't think I did that, but apparently I did. So, more bites. Kaidalu in the row there. So that's their names. Abalahua. Abalahua. He does the jump. There's a little bit of wire work, just a tiny bit, but not bad. Golden Bell armor. They, of course, asked Gordon Lau for some reason why he knew it, but then off they go. Now he's Marco Polo is the royal inspector. So this is all to get there. This is a very violent and very somber movie, except for Fu Sheng, who we'll see here momentarily, provides some humor to it, some kind of some toilet humor even. So yep, there they go. And this little kid, I don't know who this kid was now, who but he does really well with his pole work. He beats up a lot of people. They put him over until he gets his back broken. Yeah, and everyone's dead. They've captured that Shizu as young Wang, who is Wang's wife, and now they're going to that village. And there's our heroes. Now, I'm not sure if these are the four assassins, because there's only three of the other guys. So these are the titular four assassins. They're just dragging her around. The Mongols are fierce. And, yeah, there he is. And he provides pretty much the only laughs in the entire movie. Because Chang Chen knew that you couldn't have a somber movie for 140, 150 minutes. Did this tell me how long this dang thing ran? Running time? I'll look here to make sure. Full cast and crew, blah, 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 blah. Where are the rest of these things? Oh, it's over here. Is it? IMDb has changed and it's annoying me. So I want to say it's 150 minutes. Let's just go with 110 minutes, more or less. So she tells them where to go to the Tandao mansion. Off they go. She's riding on one side. Uh, they talk about her. So they're and they keep saying instead of the Tartars, I'm sure they're saying Totters, which is close, but makes me think of taters. So from now on, these are taters. The Mongolians are brother Zhu. Yeah. So he's trying to reason with her because he likes her, but she's like, "Nope, you killed it. You caused his death." And our four heroes go to rescue her, and it's just odd to see Gordon Lau with hair anytime, even in Heroes of the East. But tiger out of the mountain. So they let him go, and off they go, killed by more taters, and they just follow. I like look at how this outdoor scenery is just gorgeous. I mean, it was a shame that they shot more and more inside as the years went on, but I can see why. I can understand it, but it's just looks and see now we're back onto a set, and yep, there they go, and then of course they want to learn kung fu, but they're forbidden, and they call it pugilism in the English dub, which is a usual title. Because I want to say this is around the 15th or 16th century. Does it say here? No, not really. Let's see if I can find any comments. Everyone really likes this movie, and they should. It's one of the better ones. I'd never heard of it until I had a couple of friends in my kung fu school tell me you should watch The Four Assassins. It's great. Couldn't find it because nothing was released on VHS at that point in time. This was the mid 90s. So he sets them off to new tasks so they will learn kung fu without learning kung fu, right? Yeah, the beans, and this guy's knife, and iron skin technique with bamboo. This guy's learning strength, but it's going to be qigong and more fight the taters. Yeah, see there he says chi, and you can hear him say chi in the actual dub or this Chinese version. I don't know if it was shot in Mandarin or it was shot silently and dubbed in both. So this guy's jumping over what they call fertilizer pools, and you could just guess what those are. And so whoever climbs out is an asshole. This will come back to bite the teacher in the butt, in the asshole, so to speak. Fu Sheng always thinks he's tough, but so this is just training. So we got a lot of training before we get to more fights. And he says, I'm your student, and I, you're my teacher, and I think you're great." And then he realizes what he just said. So there's a bit of comedy. There's some comedy. So he can't sleep, so he goes back. So they've all decided they're going to learn. It's the inner strength here, and she's pulling out shards of bamboo. So she brings him some ointment which is I used to use it on my hands when I did the wall bag form to toughen up your knuckles so you could break things easier. Marco Polo shows up, and he's sure they're there. And he did enjoy kung fu, and then Marco slices him. You can see you can't. There's his blood on his hand, but you can't see where he sliced him. So, I mean, you have to continue to practice any kind of kung fu if you're going to keep it working with you. That's just how it is. He doesn't get to see his face because he's working the grinding wheel for those soybeans. And then he tells him where everybody else is, but Marco doesn't want to go there. And kids kind of dig at him and tells him that the Mongols, Venice isn't that far away from Mongolia. And truth be told, it's not, or wasn't, but there was a big old mountain range. So now we got the Iron Palm. They're starting to learn. Now he's learning. This is a modified Tai Chi form, which he does, to learn to not use his strength. Picks up things and jumping technique. And he's toughened up his skin. So he's using the iron skin technique, the golden bell, they call it. The Tatars won't let him. But now they've decided that they're starting to think that Marco Polo isn't the bad guy, and he's not. He's just, a useful tool for Khan. Khan. Yeah. So he goes in and looks at him and learns all of what they're doing, and then um, uh, young Wong is about to kill herself and does, and he can't understand because he's a Westerner. He thinks it's suicide, and he's probably definitely, and when I say probably, he's definitely Catholic, and that's a mortal sin in Catholicism. So they have this talk here. That's where he says that Mongolia could be there. So we've got Marco Polo does his face turn, and he takes him there. We get some flashbacks. He tells everyone what to do to fight these bad guys. So he does provide some, some cover here, and he pretends to be the captive. And of course, they run after him. Beardy and Ma Fu Yi. I know he's not Ma Fu Yi, but he's always going to be Ma Fu Yi to me. He's really good. Both of these guys are so good. He's Duratan. I don't. Yeah, he's a Mongolian. So off they go, and then they fight two of our heroes. Uh, Fu Sheng, of course, is Li Sheng Feng, and I don't know who the other guy is. Once again, Blake to the rescue. So he's getting his irons. He's getting his chi ready, and there they go. And he's not. See, now this is where he could have done a little fighting. Used his sword. He's got this gigantic broadsword with him. Well, he had it. Super strength. That's he's tumbling down. He's keeping all the taters out while these guys fight. And I had to cut down I took so many screen grabs trying to get the good shots here. So he challenges the honor about, you've got all these soldiers. Will you fight me hand to hand? Always works. So at least he's not and he's the one that didn't kill the guy that he fought with his short broadswords there. And he just this guy beats the stuffing out of him with stones, and and he's got the golden bell on. So look at that assassin kick, or at least Han, or Chinese kick, whatever you want, whatever they called it in Super Riders Meet the Devil, and he kills him. So then he gets the King Kong palm and just shoves him up. But of course, this he gets shot in the arrow in the weak point. And he just barbecued acupunctured by arrows. But he pulls everything down and kills a lot of them. So I should have kept the second screen grab in, just one against so many. It was fun, but sometimes martial artists are a weird lot. These pictures are great. So once again, more iron armor technique, or golden bell. And poor Gordon Lau, he needed his 3 sectional staff, didn't he? So he gets a right uppercut there to the chin, and he's dead. But then he gets punctured. There they are. Way more than the other guy, but he just wipes out. Look at these guys fly around for him. They sell really big, make him look like a master killer. But they run away. He shakes his hand after he wipes it off. Nice touch. And he walks off. He runs into the other two, the survivors, which is pretty good, but they only kill 50% of the heroes. And they just leave him. The rest of the village comes up. They leave him. I'm assuming he goes back to Marco Polo, Italy. But we'll never know, because it just ends. And there's our next week's assignment. But that is the wonderful Kung Fu movie of today. I really like it. It's one of my favorites. It's just different because it's got different villains. I mean, granted, and it's got training sequences before training sequences were a thing. I highly recommend it. I've seen it on Amazon, and I believe the English dub is available on YouTube. All right, my fellow agents, until our next assignment, which will be The Werewolf of London tomorrow night. This is X7 signing off, phasing out.
Theirs was a mission of certain death. Outnumbered and unarmed, they must get to the tyrant that enslaves their people. No weapon, no matter how lethal, can match their kung fu. Alexander Fusheng stars as the young martial arts expert pitted against a murderous warlord with a deadly kung fu skill. They live to fight and fight to live in a whirlwind of kung fu action. 4 men sworn to battle to the death against these lawless legions of the damned. The 4 assassins.